Hello and welcome to the Dark Hour. It is July 11th, and we are just about to hit finals. Well, yeah, finals for this term time. Exams are pretty soon. Have you been studying? Yeah. Seriously? Like I care. Okay, Junpei. Is this an appropriate time to call him Stupay? This feels like an appropriate time to call him Stupay. Well, ADHD Pay. Here we go! Finally, we're up to Taira no Masakado, the turning point of the era of the samurai. It all began from infighting among the Taira clan. Their conflict escalated until the Imperial Court intervened. Masakado was pursued by the Imperial Court and had no choice but to openly oppose them. The result was known as the War of Masakado. You don't look anything like a samurai, but let's see if you know this one. Thanks. What title did Taira no Masakado claim for himself? Satan! Correct. This will be on the exam next week, so be prepared. Let's get forward a little to the Kamakura era. At last, the samurai's presence begins to be felt in history. In 1192, the Kamakura shogunate was established. Yes, we're there! And of course, its founder was Minamoto no Yoritomo. I can't believe we're finally here. Gave the correct answer. Your charm is increased. It doesn't matter, but you know, it's neat. I promise I won't say that every time. You received a text message. It's Ramaki Iko. Yakutsuki-san is coming tonight. Abandon all hope. He has something to tell us. We'll meet on the 4th floor as soon as everyone's back. Category 5, Code Red. Does this mean I'll get my after school? Okay, I do get my after school. Better not mean I don't get my evening. Hey, exams are coming up. I'm so excited. Why? Because it gives me a chance to flaunt my knowledge. This time I'm going to get the highest score in the entire 11th grade and impress Mitsuru-senpai. Please disregard that last comment. So would you like to know what popular destinations are in the Bay Area? I'm going to go to the mall, where quiz game is happening today, I think, and do that, and then tonight I'll talk to Tanaka, as long as it allows me to. Quiz game. God, how many points do I need? I feel like I've been on 2 for years. Bum, bum, bum.
So that's what happened on the night of the 7th.
That was the last Shadow Boss Day.
It was a difficult operation.
I see. They're getting tougher. But it's not all bad news. I called today's meeting because...
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I just can't listen to you anymore.
Before we go on, I'd like to ask Mitsuru-senpai something.
Me?
Since I've joined, so many things have happened.
Oh, she's gonna propose.
I went along with it without really understanding what was going on. But now, I need to know.
Do you like me, YN?
I'm gonna ask you straight out. You've been hiding something from us, haven't you, senpai?
Ooh, this one's spicy.
You act like you don't know anything about the Dark Hour and Tartarus. But they're related to that accident 10 years ago, aren't they?
Exposit! Call her out!
What accident?
Junpei, we've talked about it like 5 times.
There was an explosion near our school, and a lot of people died. It must have been big news back then. You know about it, don't you?
Yes.
Luckily, no students were injured. But around the same time, a large number of students were recorded as absent. Seems like more than just a coincidence.
What do you mean?
I dug up some old school records and found something interesting. The students who were absent, they all collapsed suddenly and had to be hospitalized. Sound familiar? You know, like the girls who bullied Fuka.
She says,
There has to be an explanation. What really happened on the day of that accident? The Kirijo group built our school, so you must know something. Tell me the truth.
God, yes, this scene is so cool.
I wasn't trying to hide anything from you. It just never seemed relevant.
It didn't?
But
It's okay. It's not your fault.
No, I'm the one who set the core into meltdown. I shouldn't have been so careless with those nuclear rods.
all right. I'll tell you the whole story.
The whole story? Okay, this is worth missing Tanaka for.
The shadows have many mysterious abilities.
Uh-huh.
Some research indicates that they can even affect time and space.
Uh-huh.
We think of them as our enemies. But what if we could somehow use them to our advantage?
Yeah, let's get fucking weapons research. Let's get the DOD on shadows.
They would be a source of unimaginable power, wouldn't they?
Unimaginable.
What?
14 years ago, one man pursued that line of thinking.
That man's name was Albert Einstein.
He was the former leader of the Kirijo group, Koetsu Kirijo.
Koetsu Kirijo. Koetsu Kirijo. Mayubi Yamano. Koetsu Kirijo. Koetsu Kirijo. Koetsu Kirijo. Koetsu Kirijo. Mayumi Yamano. Taro Namatame. Koetsu Kirijo. Taro Namatame. Mayumi Yamano. Koetsu Kirijo. I didn't look those names up. They are just ingrained in my brain.
My grandfather.
Ooh, anime cutscene. Wow, their heads look terrible. Anime cutscene, anime cutscene, anime cutscene.
My grandfather was obsessed with shadows. He wanted to harness their power and create something extraordinary.
Harness their power?
He assembled a team of scientists, and over several years collected a significant number of shadows.
He what? Damn, that's freaking crazy.
However, 10 years ago, during the final stages of the experiment, they lost control of the shadow's power. Consequently, the nature of the world was altered.
You mean?
Yes, Tartarus and the Dark Hour. By their account, the mass of shadows they collected split into several large ones that then dispersed.
Yes. Yes. I knew a little about this from the anime, but it's been a minute.
These are the shadows we've been encountering on nights when the moon is full.
Uh-huh.
Is
I've
that
gotten that
why they've
detail.
appeared in different places? Wait a minute. If what you said is true, then why did our school turn into Tartarus? Don't tell me.
No, do tell me. Do tell me.
That's where they conducted the experiment?
Womp womp.
Yes.
Then those students who were hospitalized.
I'm afraid it's just as you're thinking. Port Island must have been an ideal location for them. It was a highly populated area, and the Kirijo group had influence there. They could do as they pleased.
The bad guys are the government. The bad guys are the independent weapons researchers.
As you
The bad guys
guessed,
are Raytheon.
The experiment 10 years ago was conducted at Gekukan High School.
Does that mean all we've been doing is cleaning up their mess?
No, we've also been building bonds of friendship.
You lied to us?
Why did it take 10 years? them to assign people to this? Why children?
You knew, too, didn't you, Senpai?
I just assumed it was a conspiracy theory.
They've just been using us. Or do you not care as long as you get to fight?
I thought it was Hillary Clinton. That's a reference to, in the beginning, I decided to make him QAnon.
That's not true.
All I knew is the Kirijo group caused Benghazi.
I have my reasons.
Think what you'd like. It was my decision not to share that information.
It was also Ikutsuki's decision, right? Like, he's... Like, okay, we're putting a lot of blame on the high schooler here, but surely the adult had something to say about this. He's being all quiet and, no, it's not your fault. But, like, I just want to take a second to say, like, as much as I joke about how she's a 28-year-old Dawson's Creek actor, like, she's a child. She's 17. Ikutsuki, who definitely has the vibes of a canine hairstylist, shall we say, like, is also, like, I'm sure he knows and has told her not to share this, or has chosen not to share it on his own, regardless. Has not told her to share
I'm
it.
sorry. I never intended to deceive you.
This guy's such slime for just letting her take the...
Convincing you to join C's was my highest priority. As absurd as it may seem, only we, with our personas, can fight the shadows.
Oh, there probably weren't people with personas for the last 10 years. And something is happening now that causes it to... Something.
How could you?
Besides, some of us were never given a choice.
Ikutsuki just looking back and forth like he has no dog in this race.
I'm
hearing about this for the first time.
Mitsuru, don't.
Yukari, it's those in the past who are to blame.
Uh-huh, says the adult who was definitely around 10 years ago.
And they lost their lives as a result of what they did.
Every single one of them. There's no one left to carry it on.
We're all in the same boat here. None of us deserve the burden that's been thrust upon us.
Fuck you, what burden has been thrust upon you? You're a faculty advisor, you don't even go inside.
It's been 10 years since that incident. No one knows why those shadows suddenly returned.
Sorry, I am like boilingly mad at Ikutsuki now.
But since they're active, at least we can find and destroy them.
Who's we?
Do you realize what this means? What if I told you that those 12 shadows are the cause of everything?
I believe you about as much as I believe you about everything else.
Then if we defeat them all, Tartarus and the Dark Hour will disappear?
Exactly. That's what I was going to tell you earlier. See, it's good news, isn't it?
Is that true?
There's evidence to support it.
Uh-huh, what evidence is that?
Now, our true
No,
battle
you're just gonna
begins.
You're just gonna state it? You're just gonna say that? It does now? Like 4 Arcana, like 6 Arcana in?
Regardless of what's happened in the past, we must
5
fight
Arcana.
to protect the people. The shadows are gaining strength. We can't afford to just wait for them.
Gotta hate this dude so
And there
much.
are many mysteries still surrounding Tartarus. Why did such a gigantic structure appear in the first place? The answer must lie within it.
Oh, I have so many feelings. And like one of those feelings is a spoiler, so I can't express it, and I want to make sure not to accidentally give it away. Hi, I'm Trish with today's installment of Who's Who. Today's subject is a man in his 20s with a yellow cap. He's studying art overseas, so we were very fortunate to run into him today. Next is news. Pain, pain, go away. Has nothing to do with the news. You seem so calm, dude. Must be because you can do any. Sorry, he's angry. You seem so calm, dude. Must be because you can do anything. No matter what happens, you can always protect yourself, right? You're always so confident. I wish I could be like that. Junpei-kun. The only thing anyone knows about Tartarus is that it creates shadows. Other than that, we're all in the dark. I don't think I need to tell you this, but we can't go to Tartarus today. Us? Oh, since Junpei-kun doesn't understand what's going on, I'm going to review it with, oh my god. ADHD Pay. He came in like halfway through and was like, I'm sorry, I was thinking about how I was just doing Koetsu Kirijo in my head over and over. What are we talking about? But if we defeat all 12 shadows, then I won't have any more use for my persona. Man, it's such an amazing power. I can't let it go to waste. I am very sorry about everything. If there is anything you'd like to know about, please ask. Why did you not... 12 shadows? Yes, 10 years ago, a substantial number of shadows were consolidated into a single entity. Its power was immense, far greater than any of the shadows currently inside Tartarus. Experiments were performed on it, and an unfortunate incident took place, dividing the entity into 12 shadows. That's such, like, officer-involved shooting language. Experiments were performed on it, and an unfortunate accident took place, dividing the entity into 12 shadows. These shadows only appear during the full moon. For some reason. In the end, over 50 people were injured in the accident, and the media placed full blame on the Kirijo group for the tragedy. They singled out one researcher in particular, declaring him the main culprit behind it all. Whether this was actually true or not was not the issue. The public was looking for someone to vent their hurt and anger on, so they chose him even though he was a victim himself. Their wrath was unparalleled. The darker side of mankind was most certainly on display during that time. About Mitsuru-senpai. Under the pretense that she was assisting the group, she was subjected to the Whoa! Okay. That's new information. When she was like 7? When she was like 5? Under the pretense that she was assisting the group, she was subjected to the experiment for many years. So Mitsuru wasn't born with the ability to summon a persona. She was forced to learn how. Wow, that is big information to hide in the third dialogue option of an optional conversation. I've known him and Mitsuru for a very long time. In fact, Akihiko joined us when he was only in middle school. At that time, we had a third member as well. But I digress. I think for Mitsuru Yukari. Oh wait, no, this is the roof. It's been consoles. The surveillance camera seems to have turned itself on. Watch a recording? So, I've known this was here. It just gives you little skits by characters. Oh, we haven't missed some by not doing it. 5/10/2009, beginning of play. Okay, clearly haven't missed because that was May. Oh, no.
Listen.
We've already done this one.
Ooh.
Never mind. Later there are more skits. Right now I need to completely skip this one as fast as I fucking can.
Hey, don't care. Let's.
Okay, never mind. I thought there were more. Where are Yukari and Mitsuru are? Probably the rooms. Alright, time to go learn about business. Business. I'm gonna save again. Do I have Lila with me still? Yes. Oh, it's you, Em. Are you free at the moment? If so, I can teach you a valuable life lesson. Free of charge, of course. Yeah, let's talk to Tonica. He's only the second sleaziest adult I've talked to today. Before I enlighten you today, do you notice anything different about me? Again, it really doesn't matter what I say. He's just going. Are you blind? President Tonica seems offended. I had an appointment at the spa for a facial peel. Isn't my skin simply radiant now? I'm afraid it's all part of the job. I have my fans to think of. At home, I'm completely the opposite. I dress like a slob and only shower once every 3 days. It's Jordan Peterson. Let me give you an analogy. President Tonica seems to be thinking. Vegetables. Perfect. Imagine an organically grown cucumber that looks deformed. Compare that to a cucumber that looks perfect but was grown using chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Which one do you think the supermarket would stock? The one that looks good. That's the simple truth, President Tonica seems to be thinking. Awkward-shaped cucumbers are difficult to stack, so stores prefer nice straight ones. Taste and safety are not really considered. Instead, they carry cucumbers that even mold won't eat. So why do consumers still buy these cucumbers when they know the truth? Simple. People trust what they see. Appearance matters most. That's why, as much as I hate spending money, I buy expensive ties to win people's trust. Wait, you remember what I just said? About me dressing like a slob and not showering every day? Don't tell anyone! I can't afford to have people start believing I'm ordinary. I only said it because it was you. You're the only one who knows. You, since the President Tonica has strong, strange feelings for you. You feel like I understand a little better now. I have no memory of where I'm at. Just a reminder, don't tell anyone. If you break your promise, well, I guess I can trust you. Run along now. You say goodbye to President Tonica. Alright, and I'm gonna study and I'm gonna be done. Productive day. Productive day. Alright. See you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.